Our planet holds memories carved in stone, painted in color, and whispered through time. Across continents and civilizations, humanity has built wonders, sacred temples, eternal cities, and landscapes beyond imagination. These are not just landmarks. They are stories of who we are. Welcome to the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, treasures that belong to every soul on Earth. Number 1. The Great Wall of China, sentinel of the ages. It snakes across deserts, climbs mountains, and winds through valleys, over 21,000 kilometers of sheer human determination. The Great Wall of China is not a single wall, but a network of fortifications built by several dynasties over more than 2,000 years. It began in the 7th century BC, when regional kingdoms first raised earthen barriers to keep out nomadic tribes. But when Emperor Qin Shi Huang, China's first emperor, unified the country around 221 BC, he dreamed of something far greater, a wall that would bind the empire together and defend it from the fierce northern warriors, especially the Xiongnu. Thousands of laborers, soldiers, peasants, and prisoners worked under brutal conditions, carving through rock and carrying heavy stones on their backs. Many never returned home. Legend says their souls still wander the wall's length, guarding it even in death. Over the centuries, dynasties like the Han, Sui, and Ming expanded and reinforced it. The Ming Wall, built with bricks, watchtowers, and beacons, is what we see today, stretching from the Gobi Desert in the west to the Yellow Sea in the east. But the wall was not just about war. It was a symbol of unity and strength. A communication line where smoke signals and fire beacons sent messages across hundreds of kilometers within hours. Standing atop it today, the view is endless, a ribbon of stone melting into the horizon. You can feel the weight of history beneath your feet, the courage of those who built it, the vision of emperors who dreamed it, and the eternal resilience of a civilization that refused to fade. The Great Wall is not just China's defense line, it's humanity's monument to endurance, a bridge between the past and present that whispers, no empire lasts forever, but great dreams, when built with faith, can stand against time itself. Number 2. The Taj Mahal, India, a love carved in marble. It rises like a dream from the banks of the Yamuna, perfect, symmetrical, and serene. The Taj Mahal, one of the world's most beloved monuments, is more than an architectural masterpiece. It is the language of love, written in marble. In the 17th century, Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan built this eternal monument in memory of his wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who died giving birth to their 14th child. Stricken with grief, the emperor vowed to create a tomb as beautiful as his love, one that would make the heavens weep. Over 20,000 artisans from across India and Persia worked for 22 years. Carving white marble brought from Makrana and decorating it with semi-precious stones, turquoise, jasper, jade, and lapis lazuli. They inlaid verses from the Quran in elegant calligraphy, and crowned the dome with a golden finial that catches the morning sun like a tear frozen in light. At dawn, the Taj glows pink, at noon, it burns white, and under moonlight, it turns ethereal, as if the soul of Mumtaz still drifts through its marble halls. Behind the beauty lies symmetry so perfect that every minaret, garden, and reflection in the pool tells the story of balance, of love and loss, life and death. But the Taj Mahal is not just a tomb. It is a testament to devotion, a reminder that love can outlast empires and defy time itself. As Shah Jahan once gazed at it from his prison window in Agra Fort, he saw not just marble, but the reflection of his heart. Let's journey now into the jungles of Southeast Asia, where stones meet sky and time stands still.
Number 3. Angkor Wat, Cambodia, the lost city of the gods. Hidden for centuries beneath the green embrace of the Cambodian jungle lies Angkor Wat, a temple so vast and mysterious, it feels less like a human creation and more like a divine dream carved in stone. Built in the 12th century by King Suryavarman II, Angkor Wat was dedicated to Vishnu, the Hindu preserver of the universe. But this was no ordinary temple. It was designed as a cosmic diagram, a miniature model of the Hindu universe itself. The temple's 5 central towers represent the peaks of Mount Meru, the sacred mountain said to stand at the center of all creation. Its moat symbolizes the cosmic ocean, and its intricate carvings, stretching over 3,000 meters, tell stories from the Mahabharata and Ramayana, ancient epics of gods, heroes, and cosmic battles. At sunrise, the sun rises directly over the main tower, a perfect alignment that turns the temple into a stage for the heavens. No machine, no computer, could have achieved this precision 800 years ago, only devotion and genius could. Later, as time moved on, Buddhism took root, and Angkor Wat transformed from a Hindu sanctuary to a Buddhist shrine. Even today, saffron-robed monks wander its causeways, their chants echoing softly against thousand-year-old walls. But Angkor's story is also one of loss. The mighty Khmer Empire that built it eventually fell, and the jungle slowly swallowed its stones. For centuries, the world forgot it existed, until French explorers rediscovered it in the 19th century, awestruck by its silent grandeur. Now restored, Angkor Wat stands again as the heart of Cambodia, even on its flag, a symbol of endurance, faith, and artistic perfection. Let's journey next to the heart of ancient wisdom, where civilization itself learned to question, create, and believe in freedom. Number 4. The Acropolis of Athens, Greece, the birthplace of democracy. High above the city of Athens, rising like a crown of marble and light, stands the Acropolis, the sacred hill that gave birth to democracy, philosophy, and art. To walk here is to walk through the mind of humanity itself. In the 5th century BCE, under the visionary leadership of Pericles, Athens entered its golden age. Out of that age rose the Parthenon, a temple dedicated to Athena, the goddess of wisdom, the divine protector of the city. It was not merely a place of worship, but a symbol of what Athens believed in: reason, balance, and beauty. Every column of the Parthenon was built with astonishing precision. The architects Ictinus and Callicrates used subtle optical illusions, curves and angles so delicate that the structure appears perfectly straight to the human eye. This perfection wasn't by accident. It was philosophy expressed in stone, the Greek ideal of harmony between man and nature, between thought and form. As the camera drifts across the marble ruins, we see more than architecture, we see an idea. Here, philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle once debated beneath the open sky. They questioned everything: gods, kings, and truth itself. And from their courage was born a revolution of the human spirit, democracy, the belief that power should come not from divine rule, but from the voice of the people. But the Acropolis has endured much. It has been a pagan temple, a Christian church, a mosque, and even a battleground. Wars have scarred its stones, yet its essence remains unbroken. The same marble still gleams under the same Athenian sun. Today, as you stand before it, you can almost hear the echoes of ancient voices, debating, dreaming, daring to think freely. Now we step into the heart of the Roman Empire, where the roar of the crowd once shook the earth and history itself was written in blood and glory. Number 5. The Colosseum, Italy, arena of glory and tragedy.
In the center of Rome stands a monument that once defined power, spectacle, and empire, the Colosseum. Built nearly 2,000 years ago, it remains one of the most iconic symbols of human ambition and endurance. Construction began under Emperor Vespasian in 72 CE and was completed by his son Titus 8 years later. It was known then as the Flavian Amphitheatre, a marvel of engineering made of travertine limestone. Volcanic rock and concrete, materials so strong that parts of the structure still stand after centuries of earthquakes and wars. Inside, the arena could hold up to 50,000 spectators, men, women, and even slaves, all gathered to witness Rome's most thrilling and brutal entertainment. Here, gladiators fought wild beasts, criminals faced execution, and heroes earned their fame under the eyes of emperors and gods. But the Colosseum was more than blood and sand. It was a mirror of Roman society, where courage, cruelty, and control intertwined. Emperors used the games to win the people's favor. The crowd's cheers were the empire's heartbeat. Beneath the arena floor lay the Hypogeum, a labyrinth of tunnels, cages, and elevators. Here, lions and tigers waited in darkness, lifted suddenly into the light as the gates burst open. The audience gasped. The fight began. Yet amid this spectacle, something deeper was being built, a legend. The Colosseum was a testament to Roman mastery. Its elliptical design ensured perfect visibility and acoustics, its tiered seating reflected the empire's social order, and its walls, though scarred, still whisper tales of courage and tragedy. As centuries passed, the Colosseum survived earthquakes, invasions, and even theft, its stones reused in medieval palaces and churches. But it never lost its voice. Today, its arches frame the modern world, a reminder of how glory and brutality can coexist, how civilization and chaos often share the same stage. At night, when the lights bathe it in gold, you can almost hear the echoes, the clash of steel, the chant of the crowd, the distant cry for freedom. Number 6. Machu Picchu, Peru, the lost citadel of the Incas. Hidden for centuries in the clouds, Machu Picchu is a masterpiece of human ingenuity and harmony with nature. Built in the 15th century by the Inca Emperor Pachacuti, this citadel was a royal estate, a spiritual retreat, and a marvel of engineering, all carved from the mountains themselves. The city sits at 2,430 meters above sea level, accessible only by winding trails and steep paths, a natural fortress guarding its secrets. Its terraced fields prevented erosion, its stone walls, perfectly fitted without mortar, have withstood earthquakes for centuries, and its temples align with the sun during solstices, showing the Incas' profound astronomical knowledge. Yet Machu Picchu was abandoned during the Spanish conquest, left to the jungle's embrace. For centuries, it remained unknown to the outside world until Hiram Bingham rediscovered it in 1911, revealing a city frozen in time, yet alive in spirit. Walking through the citadel today, you feel the sacred energy of the Incas, in the Temple of the Sun, in the Intihuatana stone, in every curve of the terraces that follow the mountain's natural lines. It is a city built not to dominate the land, but to honor it, a testament to the Inca philosophy that humans and nature exist in balance. Machu Picchu reminds us that greatness is not always measured by size or wealth. Sometimes, it is measured by vision, harmony, and the courage to build in the clouds. Here, the mountains seem to whisper, even in the clouds, humans can touch eternity. Now we travel to one of the most powerful and breathtaking natural wonders on Earth, where water roars like thunder and mist dances like magic. Number 7. Iguazu Falls, Argentina and Brazil, the thundering curtain of South America. Where Argentina meets Brazil, the Iguazu Falls stretch across the Iguazu River like a curtain of liquid light and sound. With 275 individual cascades over nearly 3 kilometers, it is one of the largest and most spectacular waterfalls in the world. The indigenous Guarani people tell of a jealous river god who unleashed his fury, creating the falls as a warning to mankind, but science reveals nature's own artistry, eons of volcanic activity and erosion shaping this breathtaking spectacle. Walking along the trails, you feel the raw energy, the roar of water pounding the rocks, the spray soaking your skin, the mist rising like smoke from the earth's heart. From the Devil's Throat, the deepest and most dramatic section, the water plunges 82 meters with a force so immense, it seems to shake the world itself. Iguazu is not just about spectacle. It is a living ecosystem, home to jaguars, toucans, and countless species of flora and fauna, a reminder that nature's greatest masterpieces are also its most delicate. At sunrise, the falls glow gold. At sunset, rainbows stretch across the mist like ethereal bridges. Here, you sense the power, beauty, and impermanence of nature all at once. It reminds us that the earth is alive, not just with life, but with wonder. I am not tamed, the waterfalls seem to roar, yet I endure, reminding all who gaze upon me that beauty is power, and power is fleeting. Now we journey into the desert canyons of Jordan, where stone has been carved into a city of mystery, and every wall whispers secrets of ancient civilizations. Number 8. Petra, Jordan, the Rose City lost to time. Hidden for centuries, Petra is a city carved from rose-colored cliffs, a wonder that seems to emerge from the very rock itself. Founded by the Nabatean Arabs around the 4th century BCE, Petra became a thriving trade hub, connecting Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean world. The city's most famous facade, Al-Khazna, the treasury, rises dramatically as you exit the city. Legends say it once held treasures of kings, though its true beauty lies not in wealth, but in artistry, intricate Corinthian columns, carved urns, and delicate sculptures etched directly into the sandstone. Petra was more than just a city. It was a marvel of engineering, with sophisticated water channels, cisterns, and dams that allowed life to flourish in the harsh desert environment. Its streets, tombs, temples, and amphitheaters reflect the fusion of Nabatean ingenuity with Hellenistic and Roman influence, creating a cultural masterpiece unmatched in the ancient world. For centuries, Petra disappeared from history, swallowed by the desert sands, until Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt rediscovered it in 1812. Now, walking among its ruins, you can almost hear the echoes of merchants, priests, and kings, a civilization alive in stone, frozen yet eternal. Petra reminds us that human creativity can conquer even the harshest landscapes. It teaches patience, vision, and the delicate balance between nature and civilization. I am carved from the earth, the cliffs seem to whisper, yet I reach for the sky, a testament that even in desolation, humanity can create wonder. Now we travel to the heart of France, to a place where opulence, artistry, and absolute power were sculpted into marble, mirrors, and gardens. Number 9. Palace of Versailles, France, the mirror of royal power. Just outside Paris, the Palace of Versailles rises like a symphony in stone and gold. Built in the 17th century by King Louis XIV, the Sun King, Versailles was more than a royal residence, it was a stage for power, art, and ambition. Every detail, from the Hall of Mirrors, shimmering with 357 mirrors, to the intricate gilded ceilings, was designed to impress, overwhelm, and command. Louis XIV believed that a king's grandeur reflected the glory of France itself, and Versailles became the ultimate expression of absolute monarchy. The palace's gardens, designed by André Le Notre, stretch over 800 hectares, with fountains, statues, and geometrically aligned avenues. They are not just beautiful, they are a symbol of order over chaos, showing that man could bend nature to his will, just as he bent the lives of his court. Yet Versailles also tells a story of excess and human cost. Thousands of workers, artisans, and laborers built this masterpiece, while the common people of France struggled under taxes and hardship, a contrast that would eventually fuel revolution. Today, Versailles stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a monument to creativity, ambition, and the complex legacy of power. Walking through its halls, you can almost hear the footsteps of kings. The rustle of silk gowns, the whispers of courtiers, and feel the tension between beauty and tyranny, art and authority. I am the mirror of a kingdom, Versailles seems to declare, reflecting both the brilliance and the burden of human ambition. Now we journey to the raw, timeless beauty of the American West, where the earth itself tells its story through stone, color, and time. Number 10. Grand Canyon, Arizona, Earth's Open Book. Carved by the Colorado River over millions of years, the Grand Canyon is more than a canyon, it is a timeline etched in stone. Every layer tells a story: ancient seas, volcanic eruptions, shifting continents, and the slow patience of nature sculpting the land. Stretching 446 kilometers long and reaching over 1,800 meters deep, it is one of the planet's most spectacular natural wonders. Standing at its edge, you feel both awe and humility, the sheer scale of time and space beyond human comprehension. The canyon is alive. Eagles soar above the cliffs, bighorn sheep cling to rocky ledges, the Colorado River roars and twists below, carving deeper into history with each passing century. For the Native American tribes, including the Havasupai, Hopi, and Navajo, the Grand Canyon is sacred, a spiritual homeland and a place of origin stories that stretch back thousands of years. Hikers along its trails experience not just physical challenge, but a journey through eons. Each rock, each crevice, is a page in the Earth's diary, waiting to be read. The Grand Canyon reminds us that while empires rise and fall, nature endures, patient, powerful, and profound. It teaches us that some of the greatest stories are written not by humans, but by time itself. I am the voice of Earth, the canyon seems to whisper, and every layer is a chapter of life, waiting for those who dare to listen. Number 11. Stonehenge, England, England's mysterious monument. In the rolling plains of southern England, massive stones rise from the earth like silent sentinels. This is Stonehenge, a monument older than most civilizations still standing today. Constructed between 3000 BCE and 2000 BCE, Stonehenge is a marvel of prehistoric engineering, massive sarsen stones, some weighing over 40 tons, transported and arranged with remarkable precision. The purpose of Stonehenge remains a mystery. Some believe it was a temple of the sun, aligned perfectly with the solstices. Others think it was a burial ground, a ceremonial site, or even an astronomical calendar. Whatever the truth, there is no doubt about its power. Standing among the stones, you feel a connection to ancestors who dared to shape the landscape with sheer human will. Archaeologists have discovered evidence of ritual gatherings, feasts, and celestial observations. Yet much of Stonehenge's story is left to imagination, as if the monument itself invites contemplation, a bridge between the earth, sky, and human curiosity. Through storms, centuries, and the march of time, the stones endure. They remind us that even without written words, humanity has always sought to understand its place in the cosmos, to honor nature, and to leave a mark that transcends generations. Now we travel to the heart of the Yucatan Peninsula, where ancient Maya civilization once thrived, leaving behind a city of astronomical genius and sacred power. Number 14. Chichen Itza, Mexico, the astronomical city of the Maya. At the heart of Chichen Itza rises El Castillo, also known as the Temple of Kukulkan. This step pyramid is not just a temple, it is a calendar carved in stone. With 91 steps on each of its 4 sides, plus the top platform, it totals 365 steps, the exact number of days in a solar year. Twice a year, during the spring and autumn equinoxes, the sun casts a shadow that resembles a serpent slithering down the staircase, honoring Kukulkan, the feathered serpent deity. The city also contains the Great Ball Court, the largest in Mesoamerica, where players engaged in ritual games, sometimes with life or death stakes. Temples, observatories, and plazas are aligned with celestial events, demonstrating the Mayas' extraordinary understanding of the cosmos. Chichen Itza was not only a center of worship and governance but also a hub of culture, trade, and science. Its architecture and carvings reflect stories of gods, warriors, and kings, leaving a legacy that continues to all visitors today. Walking through Chichen Itza, you sense the Mayas' ambition and connection to the universe, a civilization that sought to order human life in harmony with the cosmos, and to leave behind a testament that would survive the ages. Now we sail to the floating city of canals, bridges, and timeless beauty, where water carries history and art through every street. Number 13. Venice and its lagoon, Italy, Italy's floating marvel. Rising from the waters of the Venetian lagoon, Venice is a city unlike any other, a masterpiece of architecture, engineering, and human ingenuity. Founded over 1,500 years ago, Venice was built on over 100 small islands, connected by bridges and canals, a city that seems to float between reality and dream. Its Grand Canal winds like a luminous river through the heart of the city, lined with palaces, churches, and merchant houses, reflecting centuries of wealth, art, and trade. Venice was once a powerhouse of commerce, connecting Europe with the East, bringing silks, spices, and culture along its watery highways. The city's architecture is a symphony of Byzantine, Gothic, and Renaissance styles. The Doge's Palace, the Basilica di San Marco, and the colorful buildings along the canals tell stories of power, devotion, and artistry. Gondolas glide silently beneath bridges, carrying both tourists and the echoes of 1,000 years of life, love, and intrigue. Yet Venice is also fragile. Rising waters and climate change threaten this floating wonder, reminding us that even human masterpieces must respect the power of nature. UNESCO recognized Venice and its lagoon in 1987 for its outstanding universal value. A city where human creativity adapts to the most challenging environment and flourishes in harmony with water. Walking through Venice is like stepping into a living painting, where every corner, every reflection, every ripple carries history, culture, and romance. From the deserts of Jordan to the reefs of Australia, from marble mausoleums to stone pyramids, these UNESCO World Heritage Sites remind us that humanity's greatest legacy is not wealth or war, but creation. They are the bridges between generations, the whispers of ancestors, and the promise that we can build, not just survive. Because to protect these wonders is to protect ourselves.